Hello and welcome back once again to Tungsten Tales for our final day's coverage of Q-School 2020. We now have plenty, an absolute abundance of new tour card holders and a few old names as well going into the 2020 season. All the names that have come through this year's Q-School earning themselves a 2-year tour card. The two names to come through and win on the final day were Nick Kenny and of course Scott Waits. We'll start off with Kenny. He's competed on the BDO for the last few years, had a couple of good runs in the World Trophy. He never really performed his best at the World Championships, but a win against Jim Williams in the last 64, 105 average there, really set the ball rolling. He was on fire all day, to be honest, Nick Kenny. Defeated Dave Prinz in the last 32 before a 98 average, enough to defeat Stephen Burton, and that result was particularly important for other reasons which we will get to a little bit later in the video. And then in the final is his final game anyway, defeating Scott Taylor with a 110 average. Nothing you can do about that, and he has a 2-year PDC tour card. Terrific result for the Welshman. In the other game, the other final, Scott Waits was the man to progress and claim his tour card. Never competed full-time on the PDC circuit before. Of course, won the Grand Slam of Darts many years back, a former BDO World Champion, so had plenty of pedigree in the sport. His toughest game came against Scott Mitchell, defeated him 5-3, 99 average for Waits, just over the ton mark for Mitchell, maybe slight lucky to get through that game. Defeated Adam Hunt 5-4, going to a last leg decider in the quarterfinals, and then a whitewash victory over Keane Barry, who'd been on fire throughout the day. Plenty of 95 plus averages from Keane Barry, but maybe nerves getting the better of him in such an important game as Scott Waits edged over the line. 5-0 victory, and he will be on the PDC Pro Tour for the next 2 years. So the other names to join him from winning events are Jason Lowe, Gary Blades, Bradley Brooks, Kai Fen Lung, Jeff Smith and Aaron Beanie. And the names coming through the order of merit, which has been up and down throughout the day: Ryan Murray, Adam Hunt, Peter Jakes, Damon Hesser, Andy Hamilton, Alan Tabben, Wayne Jones, William Borland, Martin Atkins, Steve Brown, the JDC chairman. Couldn't make the final day of Q-School because of JDC commitments, but he clings on to that tour card. He's got 2 more years back on the tour. Terrific result for him. Darren Pennell, and then finally the name you've all been waiting for, Lisa Ashton, the first ever woman to come through Q-School and claim a tour card. Of course, we've seen names on the tour before Q-School was introduced. Stacey Bromberg, Anastasia Dobromoslova played a little bit on the tour as well, but Lisa Ashton coming through 4 gruelling days up in Wigan, and she claims that final spot of the Order of Merit. She's in and out. Steve Hines, Stephen Burton, they were some of the names that maybe could have quite slipped into that top 12. But Lisa Ashton is on the tour for 2 years, the first woman to come through Q-School. And over in Hildesheim, we have plenty more tour card holders as well. The winner of the final event, Stefan Siepmann. We've seen him on the European Tour a few times. Looks a fairly handy player himself, and some great results throughout the day. He was pushed throughout most of his games, to be honest, beating Zoran Lerchmak a 5-4 in the last 16, and then pushed again to a last leg decider in the quarterfinals by Spaniard Jose Justicia. Seen him on the Pro Tour, seen him on the World Championship stage as well, but couldn't quite get the job done on the main stage. And then in the semi-finals, defeating Danny van Trijp. He had some great performances in the last few days, but not quite getting there. A 101.6 average from Stefan Siepmann there. And then in the final, defeating Wesley Harms, who'd been one of the big danger men throughout the last few days. A brilliant result for Siepmann, maybe one of the names you'd have looked at the draw before Q-School started and not picked him out, but a great last day, and he is on the PDC Pro Tour. So Siepmann joined Harold Leitinger, Mike De Decker and Karol Sadacek as the 4 winners of the events over in Hildesheim. And then the players to come through the Order of Merit, I believe it was 7 spots available on the Order of Merit there. You've got Dirk van Duivenbode, Wesley Harms, of course, a BDO name. You'll notice that the Order of Merit is fairly Dutch heavy. So Wesley Harms, Dirk Telnakis, another BDO name, Martin Clearmacher, probably one of the favourites to come through. He's made it on the Order of Merit, 4th in the Order of Merit, must say. Daniel Larsson, the Swede, seen him in the BDO World Championships before. Boris Kresmar, the king of soft tip darts, he'll be on the Pro Tour and the steel tip stage over the next 2 years. And finally, Krzysztof Kciuk. He's played on the BDO World stage, we've seen him on the Euro Tour a couple of times, and now he's on the PDC Pro Tour. So I hope you've enjoyed the last 4 days of Q-School action and all the coverage that we've had to bring you over on Tungsten Tales. We'll be trying to do more of this sort of action from the Development Tour and the Challenge Tour and even the Pro Tour events, where we're giving you updates throughout the day. Also head over to our Twitter at Tungsten Tales, and if you fancy following me for any reason, then it's at Josh Gray Media. We'll have plenty more videos coming up over the next few days, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon on Tungsten Tales.